Women Photographers International Archive, or WOPHA, was co-founded by art historian Aldeide Delgado and visual artist Francisco Maso to research, promote, support, and educate on the contributions of women and non-binary photographers to modern and contemporary art. WOPHA celebrates and expands the visibility of women photographers, both here in Miami and around the world. I am honored to have been invited to host this inaugural film series as part of Give Miami Day, our city's largest annual online giving event. As an artist, communicator, and advocate for creative visibility in Miami's cultural landscape, supporting WOPHA feels deeply personal. This organization represents the power of community, the importance of visibility, and the transformative potential of photography. Today's conversations are more than interviews. They are actually encounters. Each dialogue opens a window into the passion, resilience, and vision that drive the women and allies who are helping us make Miami a meeting place for the international photography community. Join us as we listen, reflect, and celebrate their stories, told in their own voices. I am your host, Leslie Gabaldón. I'm joined by Silvia Lizama, a Miami-based artist and educator whose luminous hand-colored photographs transform everyday scenes into timeless, poetic images. As professor and chair of fine arts at Barry University, Silvia has guided generations of artists, bridging analog craftsmanship with contemporary vision. Her work reflects Miami's distinct light, that shifting glowing color that defines our city, and the attention to serenity and contemplation that feels almost spiritual. Through decades of teaching and creating, Silvia has influenced an entire generation of photographers who now carry her lessons into their own creative journey. Silvia, welcome. It's such a pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you. And thanks for that incredible introduction.
That's you. Well, Silvia, I would love to begin with your personal story. How did photography found you, if that's the case? And I'm also intrigued, what drew you to start this beautiful practice of an antique, beautiful practice of hand coloring your images?
Well, I'm the youngest of 5 girls, and we all went through to school at Barry University, and I didn't know what to study. I was an undecided major, and trying each one of their majors, and then out of the blue, I took an art class, and I changed my life. I took ceramics.
Oh.
And I was doing sculptures and a lot of stuff on a wheel and hand building. And then I needed to learn how to photograph the ceramics so that I could enter exhibitions.
There you go.
That changed my life.
It was a need.
Yeah.
It was a practical need.
It was completely practical. And I bought myself a Canon AE1 camera. I took my first basic photography course, and that just completely changed my life.
So you left ceramic.
Eventually, I graduated with an interest in both areas, but then photography took over.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I think that's what happens to me too. I used to be a painter, but we got divorced.
Yeah.
Painting and I got divorced, and then I
visual people.
I found photography, and it was just amazing. It was a life changing.
It fit my life. That's the way I felt.
How old were your kids?
Well, I didn't have kids when I started photography. I was like 18.
Well, when I started photography, I did have a young child, and that would very much.
Yeah.
It fit my life too.
Actually, when I did have kids, one of my kids said that I only gave birth to him so he could carry camera equipment. Yeah.
I love that. Okay. I'm also curious, now that we're talking about motherhood and other things, how does balancing your teaching, your passion for teaching, and your art practice, how do you find that balance in your life? Because that's very particular of females, right?
I think this is important, actually, and even as an educator, I have found, and you have to tell students this, I had three very important things in my life. And one was my career as a teacher. One was I was a mother and a wife. And the other one is I was an artist. And at different points in my life, as the kids were young, they took different turns being at the top. And sometimes it became my art, and I let everything else kind of go to the side. And but still working full time and still having two young children. But I would still travel. But then, sometimes now at this point in my life, my kids didn't need me anymore. They're older. And my career can go to the top, and I've retired, so my art can go to the top. So luckily I've been able to balance my life by just finding opportunities when they came and taking them.
Well, isn't it incredible how this is very particular of female artists?
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
Motherhood, whether you have children or not, the nurturer of the family
Yeah.
is usually the female side of the family or the couple. So I think you have touched a very important point. And then never give up. Give it a balance.
Key.
Give it a balance, right?
That is key. And you have to find a place to make it work in your life.
Definitely. Talking about making it work, okay? I'm curious to know, how did the connection with WOPHA started? I mean, how did you meet Aldeide, or did you meet her or she met you?
It was a phone call.
It was a phone call?
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about it.
Aldeide called me one day and asked to come over to visit my studio.
Out of the blue sky?
Yeah. I didn't know who she was.
Who gave her your phone number?
That I'm not sure. We'll have to ask.
But you're happy. You're happy.
Oh my gosh, I consider that another life change. When people fall into your life that make a difference in your life, that was a moment.
That's beautiful.
And I can, in one hand, tell you those people that have changed my life, and she's one of them, and WOPHA as well.
So how would you say that WOPHA has impacted your life now that you mention it?
I feel that throughout my career, I've never stopped making art. I've been in this community for 47 years, making photography.
You don't look like that.
Well,
you don't look that old.
Check this. No.
Oh.
Well, I put my time here.
Okay.
But you haven't reached certain levels of success without people behind you that help you. And WOPHA organization is one of those organizations that it has just been instrumental in helping people like me, who have been educators, try and get my work seen in more visible venues.
Any particular venue, any particular exhibition that you would like to mention that comes to your mind right now?
has, in my own community, I live in Hollywood, Florida. They didn't know who I was. I was always working in Miami. I was a teacher at Barry University, and so I didn't do too much in my own community. I've had two really good exhibitions there, and she also included me. I love this exhibition that she did at the History of Miami. She's a visionary, and it comes up with these ideas, and then with people in mind that everybody benefits. The one that she had an educator with their mentee, or a student that they helped. I mean, I found that incredible.
Yeah, let's talk about that exhibition briefly. Tell us. Oh, it was at the Miami History Museum, right?
Yeah, yes, and again, they pushed me way out of my comfort zone.
Really?
Oh yeah.
She does that.
Yes.
Sounds like her.
Yeah, she goes, no, I don't want the traditional, way to exhibit the work. And I thought, okay, now I have to start thinking. And I did something that I'd never done before. I did include hand coloring, which is what I love to do to photos. But I was exhibiting now on large sheets of cloth instead of the usual paper.
But you mentioned it was an exhibition with a mentee.
Well, that was the most wonderful part, because I know how hard it is when you're a struggling photographer, you're starting, and to get opportunities, especially in reputable venues. And she gave us the opportunity to allow someone that we think should really benefit from these gifts of being able to exhibit your work.
And who was your mentee?
I chose Remigen Camping.
Why?
Remigen was one of my students, and she's wonderful. She has this incredible personality, very full of life, and she's brilliant. and she's an upcoming artist. And I thought this was just an amazing opportunity for her. She's just started teaching at Barry University when I retired. She's teaching there now.
So you see, this is a wonderful example how WOPHA has impacted your life, and you at the same time impacted one of your students' life. I mean, I'm sure you impacted all of your students' life, but in this particular opportunity, you choose a person who deserves this visibility. So WOPHA transcends from one person to the others, us as a community.
It has built a community of people who, and I don't know if this is a female thing, but they do nothing but help each other. And that's one of the things that I find, even through the WhatsApp.
Oh yeah, the chat is wonderful.
The chat has, people are saying, I have an exhibition here. Okay, I'm going. What time? And can I go with you? There's workshops. Everything that WOPHA is supporting is out to everybody and everyone. If you succeed because WOPHA is giving you these opportunities.
Absolutely. Even for me, yeah. As an artist and communicator.
And then meeting everybody, meeting you and meeting all these other artists that I had no idea. I was in my own little world, my own little private Idaho up in Hollywood. You teach,
That's so funny, your own little private Idaho. That's so funny. But now that you mentioned that, I think this is a wonderful opportunity to ask you, as an educator and as a person who gave one of your students this wonderful opportunity, that it was like a very unique opportunity, what excites you about the new generations of photographers in Miami and beyond, now that we are as a community in WOPHA?
Well, I'm just excited to see what they bring to the plate, because every time I come to exhibitions such as this one, and I'm so excited to see the materials they use, their thought process, the technology that they bring to the plate. It's just such a incredible experience to see what everyone else is doing.
Yeah, all of the new, fresh idea. For the person who is listening to this conversation right now, Silvia, if you could tell that person a specific message, what would it be?
Give to WOPHA. No, there's a lot of wonderful organizations out there. WOPHA is, because of its leadership with Aldeide, Delgado, Francisco, Maso, even Amanda Bradley, people who are making this organization work. It is a selfless organization. It is about the love of the art. It is about supporting people. It has given, it just gives more than it takes.
Yeah.
And this is someone, I have told Aldeide I'll support anything she does anytime.
That's beautiful.
It's a wonderful place.
That's beautiful. That generosity that you bring to teaching really brings a lot of light and a lot of input to WOPHA as an organization. So it seems like, yeah, you retire from teaching, but you continue giving your knowledge and your wisdom to.
I think if you're an educator, you enjoy that. I mean, I get more reward, I think, from helping people than anything else. I mean, it's a feel-good feeling.
Well, that sounds like the serenity that you translate from your photographers really shows in your personality, Silvia. Thank you so much.
Well, you're very welcome.
Thank you for being with us today.
You're welcome. It's been a pleasure.